Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to part 4 of our Pain in Midlife series. Why does pain seem to flare when you're stressed? Well, the answer is cortisol. That's your stress hormone. Today, I'm going to show you how stress and emotions can fuel midlife pain once you're in perimenopause or menopause or over 40, and how you can help calm the cycle, body, mind, and spirit. Well, I'm Leah Cheshire with Nurturing Your Life. I'm a national board certified health and wellness coach, and I support women over 40 navigating perimenopause and menopause. And this month, in honor of pain awareness, we've been talking about pain in midlife, and we've been breaking down the real reasons why women during this period of time seem to experience more pain. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most overlooked pieces, stress and the emotional spiritual connection. But first, this disclaimer: I'm a health and wellness coach. I am not a doctor. This information is just for educational purposes. It's not meant to be used as medical advice. And I always recommend you check with your own health practitioner before starting any kind of nutritional or lifestyle modifications. So let's talk about the stress pain cycle. Here's what happens when we're under stress. The body releases cortisol, and that's that stress hormone that's meant to help us in short bursts. But when stress is ongoing, cortisol stays high. And what happens when that happens? The high cortisol increases inflammation that causes your muscles to tighten up, and it lowers your pain tolerance. You know, God created our bodies, He created cortisol, and it's a good thing when we need it. Like it's higher in the morning to help us get out of bed, it should be lower at night. Or say a car is getting ready to hit you. Well, you want that burst of cortisol. That's one of the hormones that would be activated to get you to move out of the road so you don't get hit, right? But if we have chronic stress all the time, then cortisol is going to stay high. It's not going to ebb and flow like it should be doing. And that is going to increase your pain tolerance. So that's why you may feel achiness in your shoulders. Maybe you have a headache. Maybe you have pain right behind your ears, right? If you've had a stressful week, these symptoms might feel like they've increased. If you're running on little sleep, that can lead to more stress and more headaches and stomach aches. Your gut might feel bloated, have stomach aches or cramping when you're feeling anxious. All of this is what I call the stress pain cycle. Stress fuels cortisol, then cortisol fuels the pain, and then pain creates more stress. You see how that cycle just continues to happen? And around midlife, when you're 40, maybe a little bit older, when your hormones are starting to shift, that cycle can feel even stronger. So what about the emotional and spiritual layer? Is that connected with pain? Well, remember, pain is not just physical, right? It's also emotional and spiritual too. When you're feeling discouraged or lonely or anxious, your brain is going to amplify those pain signals. And then you're going to seem to feel more pain. If you're feeling hopeful and supported and connected, though, your brain releases chemicals like serotonin, that's one of your feel-good neurotransmitters, and endorphins, and that is going to actually dull the pain, so you don't notice it as much. That's why practices like prayer and journaling, sitting outside in nature, or sitting with scripture, they're not just nice extras. They literally help your body shift out of stress mode and into healing mode. I like to remind my clients, your body is not betraying you. It's asking you to slow down and to care for it differently than what you've been doing. Well, what are some strategies to help you break this stress pain cycle? Here are a few that are simple, but that you can use to start calming your pain down by lowering that stress and your cortisol. The first one is doing a breathing reset. I've talked about this before, but doing some deep breathing. You can do 5 or 10 slow breaths at your diaphragm level. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold it, and then exhale longer through your mouth. 4, 7, 8 could be it. Or you could use the 5-5-5 technique, and that is going to help you lower cortisol in just a minute or two. Another thing you can do is focus in on prayer and gratitude journaling. It's always great to start off your day, and in your day, writing down something that you are thankful for. We always have something to be thankful for, right? You can also find a scripture verse and write that down, something you're going to be thinking about through the day. I like to put one in my phone in the calendar section, and it pops up like at noon, or you can have it pop up in the morning or the evening. And it just kind of reminds you, just like an appointment, you would be reminded of, oh yeah, I'm trying to focus in on that verse today. Another thing you can do is some gentle movement. If you're not in a horrible pain flare, some gentle walking or gentle stretching can help you by easing some tension. Or you could get into a sauna or a warm shower. That'll help relax your muscles. Get a massage if you can do that. Sleeping is another key factor in our level of stress and pain, okay? When we don't get good sleep, then our pain seems amplified. So aim for a consistent bedtime routine. If you are going to go to bed by 10 p.m., back it up by 30 minutes. If it takes you 30 minutes to do your ritual of taking a shower or a bath or washing your face, getting into your PJs, or putting on skincare, just getting, turning the bed down, all of that. If it takes you 30 minutes, then back up when you want to be in bed. Also, dim the lights. Don't have all your bright lights on. Just put on the coffee table or the end table lights. And don't use screens 30 minutes before bed. Use an old-fashioned book if you want to read, right? Calming tea may help. Chamomile or something without caffeine can help. Or use this time to read some of the Bible. Remember, poor sleep is going to equal higher cortisol, which is going to equal more inflammation, which equals more pain. And you don't want that. Another thing you can do is maintain connections and community affiliation, right? Find people that you want to be with, who you can share your struggles with, maybe a friend, a prayer partner, or a group. Emotional connection lowers stress hormones, and that's going to help your pain not feel as bad as well. And it also reminds you that you're not alone, and someone else out there has probably felt the same way that you're feeling too. You can also work on your faith practices, as I mentioned, about meditating on scripture, praying. You can do that while you're walking in the morning or even in the evening after dinner. Listening to worship and praise music, all those can help you calm down and shift your focus away from pain. And that helps you feel more peaceful, and it also gives you some physical relief. And then practically, you can also get your cortisol levels checked. Sometimes cortisol is higher throughout the day when it really should only be higher in the morning to help you get out of bed, right? It even could be higher at night, and that's causing you to not be able to sleep. So there are urine, saliva, blood tests that you can do throughout the day to measure that cortisol level. So ask your health practitioner about that. Just remember, here's my challenge for the week. Pick out one stress-busting step that you can do this week. Maybe it's the belly breathing. Maybe it's prayer time. Maybe it's adding a scripture verse to your phone. Maybe a gentle 5 or 10 minute walk. And while you're being thankful for what's around you, just notice how that helps your pain over time when you're doing some things proactively. If you like this, I'd love to hear about it. So message me or let me know, and stay tuned for part 5 next week. Remember, pain is not just physical. By caring for your mind and your emotions and your spirit, though, you can help lower that stress, help reduce that pain, and thrive in this season of life. So thanks so much for joining me today. Make this a great day. Bye for now.